What's going on, everybody? Triple Crown 24 back today with a PSA submission reveal. 10 cards of my own plus one consignment card that I'm going to be showing off today. Two of which are cards that are pretty prominent, and I guess you could call it the lore of my channel. They're cards that I've been asked about before, and they are finally back from Newport Beach. So excited to have those back in hand and to show them off today. So get into that in a second. One quick announcement, though, is that my LCS local card shop is doing group breaks now for baseball, basketball, and football. All the newest products. In fact, I'm jumping in one tomorrow for Topps Finest, one of my favorite products every year. Should be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in jumping in some group breaks, you can check out their Facebook group down below. Great guys. It's always great to be able to support a local card shop. I'm very fortunate to have several in my proximity, including this one that happens to be 15 minutes away, and you're gonna get great service. You got my word for what it's worth, but I definitely highly recommend it. So go check out their group down below, and if you have any additional questions, I can put you in contact with the store owners to get you connected. But let's go ahead and get started. Show off some slabs. Here's the consignment slab, and I have to show it off because it's Casey Mize. Of course, the Tiger has to make an appearance on here. So this one is number 25. It's the 99 franchise favorites. Atomic Refractor auto. Beautiful on-card autograph. I'm not gonna lie, when I've thought about actually, making an offer to keep this one myself, but I will just admire it while I still have it in my inventory for consignment. But just awesome card. So had to show that off with my submission, which we'll actually get started with now. So from one future Tigers pitcher to one former one, kicking it off with a 2005 Justin Verlander Topps, which I picked up at a card shop in the Indianapolis area. I think it was November or December last year, probably closer to December. And I found it, got a pretty good deal on it. Thought it had a shot at a 10, it came back a 9. Can't really complain too much. These cards are tough to find centered. This one is actually really well centered, which is why I thought it had a shot, but didn't quite work out that way. But still, can't go wrong with a 9 of a future Hall of Famer. Kind of the same story on this one that I thought had a shot at a 10. One little small issue on the back and maybe a little bit off-centered top to bottom here on the front. But still got the 9 on the Vlad Jr. I'll take it. A lot of people said that this submission was graded pretty harshly. I would say that it's definitely tougher than normal, but I've seen a lot of tough grades lately with PSA, but it is what it is. That's why I'm pretty picky about what I send in these days, because I try to make it a guaranteed 10, but it doesn't always work out that way. I got my fair share of 9s in this one, but that is perfectly fine. 9s are always fine, right? Did get some 10s though, and it's always nice when you do hit the gem, especially on this one here. 2017 Topps Chrome Update Matt Chapman. One of 2 cards that I purchased in a deal, the other one being the Vlad Jr. At a card show, one of the very first ones I actually set up at. So nice to get the gem there on Chapman, guy who is just criminally underappreciated, I would say. Let's see what else is next here. I've got a couple Tigers for you. So I have 2 of these here. It's a 1978 Topps Lou Whitaker rookie. This card was red hot at the start of the year because a lot of people thought he had a pretty good chance to get in on the Veterans Committee. It didn't work out, so he's got to wait at least 2 more years. It might be a couple more before that time comes around again where he could get in on one of those Veterans Committees. But the rookie is kind of chilled again, so I decided I'd pick a few up raw, send in if they looked good, and I had these 2. So this one came back a 7. It definitely doesn't have great coloring on it. It's kind of faded a little bit. The next one actually has really great colors, but the grade is a tad surprising. It's one of 2 PSA 2s in the submission. If you were going to ask me how many 2s I would get, I would say 0. One of which I was very happy about. This one, not so much. There are creases with it, and I don't know how I missed that because they're pretty. You can't see it on camera, but there's one right here. but it looks nice. The card presents well. So, I mean, this is one of those that it's a low-grade example of a card that's very important to my team's history, I would say. The 78 set in general, very important in Tigers history because you have a future Hall of Famer, I'll say it, in Lou Whitaker. And then you have the Trammell rookie card as well. You also have the Jack Morris rookie card in the set, so it's tough to beat that when you have that many very good and Hall of Fame players in the same set. Lance Parrish is in it as well, I should mention. So that was one of the twos. I'll show you one of the other ones here in a minute. A couple of basketball ones here before I get into the two big boys of the submission. Starting it off with a LeBron James Prism base. Got a 9. Now I have several of these. This one was the best in my opinion. It's a little off-centered right to left. Normally it's the opposite where the left is a little bit more on these 19 Prisms. But it's a set that is pretty underrated in terms of its toughness to grade. There are a lot of cards that do not come out of the pack all that well, especially in terms of centering from the set. So I thought it had a shot, didn't quite get the 10, but even in a 9, this card has taken off quite a bit since the last time I looked at it. And that was when I submitted the card, but a lot has changed. So I actually picked that one up in a lot with these next two, and I think I paid like $30 at the time for it, and I was texting a few people. I texted those back pages. Yeah, I think I overpaid for it. Well, after getting the grades back on these next two, I'm going to have to retract that statement. So the first one was the red, white, and blue Prism as well. Beautiful card, great etching, great shine on it. Got a Gem Mint 10. So very pleased with that one. And that was probably the most confident one the one I was most confident in out of this trio of LeBrons. And this one is pretty nice as well, put it that way. Ice is nice, pink ice is nice, especially when it's in a Gem Mint 10. So these are the exclusives to the Walmart Mega Box, I believe. I think Target's was the orange. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up, or maybe the Target is the red. I don't know. There's too many different parallels for me to keep up with, but beautiful card. I do like the atomic cracked ice look, depending on if you're a Topps guy or a Panini guy. So now on to the two big ones. First one up, there's another LeBron James coming in a minute, but I'll switch back to baseball, is the infamous dollar Mantle. It came back a PSA 2. Honestly, very shocked that I came back at 2. There is a little crease here. I mean, if you look at this one compared to, let's see, where is it at? This one. You can't really see the creases too well, but it's kind of hard to believe that these two cards are the same grade, just based on looks alone. But that goes to show you that not all grades are created equal. But I was expecting a 1 on this one. If it got slabbed as just authentic, I wouldn't have been too surprised. Would have been over the moon with a 1.5 fair. But it came back a good 2. So the story behind this one is that I went to a different card shop while I was just in a different part of town that day. And I hadn't been there in probably, I want to say like 8 years or something. And I was just in the area, so why not go ahead and stop in and see what's going on. Well, kind of just go through the stuff, and I found this Cabrera high-tech card that's actually like pattern 7, so it's one of the tougher ones to pull, and I got it for 25 cents. I didn't know that it was that tough at the time, but I knew that it was one I didn't have, so I said, yeah, I'll take it. And then this one as well, which the owner told me, yeah, it's kind of beat up, and I was expecting him to say like $25 or something like that. He told me it was $1. So I said, well, yeah, I'm going to take a Mantle Playing Days card for $1 any day of the week. I don't care what it looks like, as long as, there's not half the card missing. But it's in good condition according to PSA, so the infamous dollar Mantle has made its way back to me. And then this last one, if you watched my card show recap for the first time that I went to Detroit to set up, and I have a video for the Mantle as well. I'll leave a link to that down below if you want to go back and watch that again, or watch it for the first time. You can see that. I have a link for this video as well down below, and that is when I pulled a LeBron James Topps rookie. Now, when we looked at it at first, when I first pulled it, I thought it was a 10 because I'm excited. It looks pretty nice. First impression. The corner on it, it's like a little bit soft, and you'll be able to see it in a moment. It's a little bit off-centered too, so I was kind of expecting an 8. And you better believe I was really pumped to see a 9. So you can see here, there's a little bit of a corner. If they didn't dock it from a 10 to a 9 for that, I would imagine that it would be something to do with the centering. You can see it's a little bit off top to bottom. This edge down here is a little bit questionable on too. So a 7 wouldn't have really surprised me. I was really expecting an 8, but to get a 9, I'll definitely take it. So this is awesome. These 2 cards right here are not going to be going into the store. The rest of them will. They'll be available for sale pretty soon once I get off my behind and get to listing them. I've kind of procrastinated a little bit this evening. I've just been looking at cards on eBay to buy instead of selling my own cards, but that happens a lot. But yeah, just 2 cards that have some stories behind them, and that just adds more value than you can really put a price on with these. So very excited to have these back today and to share them with you. So there you have it. The LeBron and the dollar Mantle made their way back. So, all right, appreciate you guys checking out the video today. I should have a new submission reveal soon. I have an order that is way overdue. That should be back. I don't know when it should be back at this point, but it should be back pretty soon, I hope. Not quite as exciting as the last one I did in this one, but some solid rookies in there to show off. So we'll see how it goes. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Have yourselves a good one.